Thank you. Thank you so much for that. I love it. I want to say thank you, choir. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right. I know we usually say it's so wonderful to see you all here this morning, and that is the case. I was thinking about it today as Mother's Day and thinking about, the miracle of life, and I thought it's kind of also like, lots of little miracles that we're all here today, and so I thought that would be one way to appreciate everybody and seeing everybody here in terms of welcoming you all. My name is Kamari, and I am your celebration associate this morning. May we gather today to nurture our connections, seek inspiration, and embrace change. Awakening curiosity is our theme for May. To stay curious is to be engaged in this precious world. It is wanting to know more about our fellow beings and staying open to learning new things. We have many activities this week. Speaking of new things, please read the announcements in your order of service or check the sanctuary screens to learn more. Don't believe we have any special announcements today, so I will just move on to newcomers. If you are new or visiting for the first time, I invite you to stop by the welcome table in the parlor after the service. That's located through the doors to my right over there. This is where we usually have coffee, snacks, and conversation after the service. And in the spirit of intentionally gathering in community, I'd like you to take a moment to silence any cell phones that may be on loud ringers and switch them to silence. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and say, I think this is the time now where we have a moment to greet one another. So I'll give you guys a second. I see, I know lots of talk and lots of stuff going on, and I know we got a lot of stuff today, so I had to pull you all back, and we'll get into our chalice lighting. And I'm very excited because today's chalice will be lit by Charlie. So I'm going to call her down. And can everybody please join me in saying the chalice lighting words? We light this chalice for the warmth of love, the light of truth, and the energy of action. Thank you.
Good morning, beloveds. The flame of our chalice burns this morning for the questions that follow us home, the ones that refuse to settle, that sit beside us at night. Not every riddle is meant to be solved. Let this light keep open a space where not knowing is allowed to breathe. I believe I have some young people who are going to come on up and help with our baskets for our Side with Love collection this morning. Now I'm going to invite the rest of you to rise in body or spirit and join us in our opening hymn. You can find the words on the screen behind me.
Did you just hear feedback when I picked the song? Okay, I think we're okay. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a God somewhere. Over my head, I hear singing in the air. Over my head, I hear singing in the air. Over my head, I hear singing in the air. There must be a God somewhere. Over my head, I see trouble in the air. Over my head, I see trouble in the air. Over my head, I see trouble in the air. There must be a God somewhere. Over my head, I feel gladness in the air. Over my head, I feel gladness in the air. Over my head, I feel gladness in the air. There must be a God. There must be a God. There must be a God somewhere.
Thank you. You may be seated. This is the time where I get to invite up anyone who is young or young at heart who just wants to come on up for a fun activity today. You can all just come on up if you want to. Hi, friends. Good morning, good morning. It's so good to see you all. Come on down, come on down. Who wants to open the Wonder Box today? It's so, because I'm in Binghamton twice a month, I have no idea who opens it normally. Is that true? He has. Everyone's like, no, he has. All right. All right. You think it's been a while? All right, Waldo, come on. It's all right. Come on up, Waldo. It's been a while. I heard it's been a while. Open it up. What'd you find in there? Nothing? Is that true?
Yes.
Did you find nothing in there? What if I told you that there was something in there? What if I told you that even though, I know there is actually a little scrap of something. That's true. Who knows what it is? What if I told you that even though you can't see it, and you can't hear it, and you can't smell it,
And you can't feel it.
and you can't feel it, and we could try to taste it, but I hope it doesn't taste like anything. What if I told you that even though there's nothing in here, that there was something in there? What would you say?
I say it would either be air or some sort of feeling.
You ever felt that way a little bit when we talk about God? We're like, where is it, friends? Is it in here? We're like, what if I told you to believe that there was something in there that you can't see, and you can't hear, and you can't touch, but to believe that there was something in there? We're going to play a little game. Are you ready? All right, excellent. Y'all are welcome to join us again, always. Okay, so here's how this game is going to work. Are you ready? We're going to line up here along the front of the stage. And if you believe that there is not a God, there is definitely not a God, there is no way that there is a God, you're going to put yourself all the way over here. And if you believe that there is definitely a God, God exists, you have faith, even though you can't see it, and maybe you can't hear it and touch it, you really believe that God exists, you're going to put yourself all the way over here. And it's okay to be somewhere in the middle, friends. If you're like, I'm pretty sure there's a God, but I don't know. Or if you're like, I'm not really sure, but maybe. Okay, great. All right. Anyone else feeling like they want to jump up and join our spectrum here? It's all right. All right, so I'm just going to ask just like a couple of you, maybe 3 of you who are kind of on the far ends, why you put yourself there. So does anyone want to share why they put themselves? Yeah, Gwen. Why'd you put yourself right in the middle?
I feel like I put myself in the middle because I feel like there might be one, but I don't know. And also, it might, like my mom has said to me before, it might be like something that's just there. It might not be a big, like a thing in the sky.
Yeah. Chester, you don't have to share, but you're all the way over there. Do you feel like sharing about why you put yourself near the organ? Sure, I can. All right, so this is on our theist side. Why'd you put yourself over there?
Hold on, thinking.
It's okay. Sometimes it can be hard to gather our thoughts.
I was suffering with a lot of things for a really long time before I welcomed Jesus Christ into my life, and he completely turned everything around and saved me, and my life is undescribably better now. And I believe very strongly in him.
Thank you. And not just God, we have a specific tradition here, right? That is bringing you joy and comfort and belief. Do I have anyone on this far side that's like atheist, maybe you might call yourselves? You want to go? Yeah, go ahead. Why'd you put yourself over here?
Because this was closest to where I was sitting.
Because this is closest to where I was sitting. Do you have a thought about your belief in God, or there are other words for God, or the spirit of life, or the mysteries, or the great unknown?
No.
That's all right. That's all right. Does anyone else on this side want to share? All right, one more. Allie, you can be the last.
I don't really believe that there's like a main. I believe that there are unknowns, but I don't believe that there's one big thing controlling all of that or at the center of it.
Yeah, so maybe a presence, but not necessarily a being, a singular being. Yeah. This is a fun thing to think about, right? This is like something that we should all be curious about ourselves and one another. Like, where do we fall in this spectrum? And what does that mean to each of us, right? And how are we welcoming in all of these beliefs into this pluralistic community? So I invite you, friends, be curious. Keep these conversations going upstairs as you continue to your religious exploration classes. I'm going to invite any parents or guardians who haven't signed their young people in to meet Madeline in the parlor, and I'm going to invite the rest of us to sing them out. Beloved, where you go, I will go. Where you go, and where you go, I will go. And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. Your divine, my divine.
I want to duplicate what everybody's always said. I love seeing this. I feel like I'm bursting. Joys and sorrows. In a spirit of reverence, love, and care, we take time now to bear witness to some of the joys and sorrows of our community, to share those events that call for our prayers, support, our praise, and celebration. First of all, we want to offer a joy and congratulations to our very own Emily Richards, being awarded her Master of Divinity degree from Star King School for the ministry this past Thursday after several years of study and personal commitment. From the Graves family, our deepest appreciation for Peaches, who inspires and challenges us and models compassion and love. And from Paul Whitehouse, Julia Whitehouse passed away May 6th, mother of Paul Whitehouse and mother-in-law of Madonna Stallman. Julia was a devout Christian Scientist and 99 years and 11 months old. Now, he had a lot of different things, and I was trying to consolidate them, but I'm doing it on my cell phone, and that doesn't work really well. Anyway, from Carol Whitlow and Peggy McKiernan, what a joy it was to gather with a dozen UUs on Saturday to repair various things and help them to have a longer life. It is a joy to have an environmental interest circle to support these ideas and bring them to fruition. Many thanks to Maria McGray for organizing the repair affair last week. The volunteers repaired household appliances, mended clothing, and sharpened tools. Probably other things too. FUSIT members saved a little space in the landfill, enjoying the camaraderie of the day, a lovely event. Thanks to all who attended. I have some other names added to that: Marie, Carol, Paul Drury, Keith Perry, Tom Wright, and as usual, I'm sure I've missed something. I had a long one I wanted to put in for Judy Jones about the New York Healthcare Act, but I didn't put it together yet, so I'm going to do it for next week. For those we are holding in our hearts, in our thoughts, and perhaps in our prayers, into this community, into this space of healing and hope, let us call these names out loud or speak them in our hearts right now. We extend loving kindness to all in our world, and let us not forget to extend loving kindness to ourselves. Today, tomorrow, and beyond, let our hands be outstretched in kindness, and let us keep showing up to our lives and each other with an open heart, no matter what. Love and courage to us all. Blessed be.
Because she wanted everyone to feel included in her prayer. She said right at the beginning several names for the holy. Spirit, she said. Holy One. Mystery. God. But then, thinking these weren't enough ways of addressing that which cannot be fully addressed, she added particularities, saying, Spirit of life. Spirit of love, ancient Holy One, mystery we will not ever fully know, gracious God, and also Spirit of this earth, God of Sarah, Gaia, thou. And then, tongue loosened, she fell to naming superlatives as well. Most creative one, greatest source, closest hope. Even though superlatives for the sacred seemed to her probably redundant. But then she couldn't stop. One who made the stars, she said, although she knew technically a number of those present didn't believe the stars had been made by anyone or thing, but just luckily happened. One who is an entire ocean of compassion, she said. And no one laughed. That which has been present since before the beginning, she said. And the room was silent. Then, although she hadn't imagined it this way, others began to offer names. Peace, said one. One my mother knew, said another. Ancestor, said a third. Wind, rain, breath, said one near the back. Refuge, that which holds all. A child said, water. Someone said, Kuan Yin, then womb, witness, great kindness, great eagle, eternal stillness. And then there wasn't any need to say the things she'd thought would be important to say. And everyone sat hushed until someone said, Amen. tonight, it is with delight in my heart that I share with you this opportunity to welcome in new members into our Unitarian Universalist community. Ours is a community of transformation and pluralism, and that includes within our membership. As we continue to grow and change, we will have people come and go. We will have babies born into this community and members die. We will have members of our community leave us and new members join at all stages of life. Together we journey toward wholeness, the light of our chalice, the shared symbol of our faith, illuminating our path, bringing warmth, joy, and a sense of wonder to our collective journey. Today we celebrate and welcome the following individuals to our community. I think you're all going to be here, so I'm going to call your names and hopefully you're going to come on up. So Tara and Bill and Kamari, who is definitely here because she is our CA, and Seema and Chrissy. All right, do you have enough space there? We can move it over if you need us to. No? All right. Great. Chrissy, I thought Christine was going to be here. Okay, that's all right. We also welcome Chrissy Prey into our community, even though she is not here with us this morning. All right, I now invite this community, those of us here in the sanctuary and those at home, to join us in affirming our commitment to one another. So there are going to be words up here on the screen that we're going to speak, and we're going to start with our new members. So new members, whenever you are ready.
Possibility in our hearts, pledging to participate in and support the ministries of this congregation. We covenant to remain true to the spirit of love that flows through this congregation and guides us. We seek your welcome as we join in this faith.
All right, it's our turn. Here we go. We welcome you as once we were welcomed ourselves. We seek to be open and inclusive, respecting your inherent dignity, your ideas, and your vision in times when it is easy and in times when it is difficult. We seek to be supportive, not only when you reach out in courage to us, but also when you need us to reach out to you. In return, are we ready? There's another slide. Sorry, here we go. In return, we ask that you recognize our humanity. We will not always live up to our ideals, and when we fall short, we invite you to stay in relationship with us and help us more fully bring alive the spirit of love. We welcome you as an equal member of this congregation, of this faith, and of our shared spiritual journey. All right, this next line is all, so that includes our new members. Here we go. Ready? As we continue to live into our covenant with one another, we do so with joy, friendship, and hope in our hearts. May we create connections, find inspiration, and engage the world together. With joy in our hearts, we recognize, lift up, and bless each new member. I have a small gift here for you. A rose, a symbol of the beauty that you bring in joining in our community, enriching us with your many gifts. I will say, maybe a little bit like how our community can be, these are a tiny bit prickly. I was surprised. I didn't realize until I took them out of the container that there are actually tiny thorns on just the leaves, so just let's be careful while we pull them out. So please join me in appreciation for these wonderful people who have chosen to join our community. All right. Here you are welcome, here you belong. Thank you, friends.
Inviting
And just so everybody knows that the plates will be passed as you guys are singing, so I'm just going to make sure everybody knows it's our offering, and this is what it sustains the important ministries and our programs and congregation, its presence in Ithaca. You all know that we appreciate your gifts. It's a symbol of our gratitude for this service and our ongoing commitment. So those of you watching remotely, there's going to be instructions on the screen. And those of you in person, you see our ushers are already set up and ready to pass the plate. And here comes the music. And if the congregation can join me in saying the chalice, the offertory words. May these gifts bring about connection, inspiration, and engagement within these walls and beyond.
You may have figured out that today we're going to talk about God. God with a big G and a little g, and gods and goddesses and all the ways that we understand that word. And I know a few of you right now are probably feeling a little bit of discomfort. God can be a heavy word in UU communities. How many of you during our opening hymn when we were singing, "There must be a God somewhere," were thinking to yourselves, must there? Really? It's not a hymn I've ever heard us sing in worship service here before, but it's one that honestly I like. I did a version of it with children's chorus a few years ago that was stripped of the word God. It replaced God with joy. There must be joy somewhere. Does that feel easier? But is joy not divine? Is it not holy? And does our understanding of God not encompass joy? Especially leaning into our universalist heritage and the belief in the all-encompassing love of God, of all that connects us. Our Unitarian and Universalist ancestors had very different beliefs about God than we do today. They are so far removed that at this point, to call ourselves either Unitarian or Universalist would be theologically incorrect. The roots of Unitarianism are over 500 years old and begin in Transylvania, starting with Francis David, a preacher who advocated for the belief of the oneness of God and rejected the traditional Christian doctrine of the Trinity. About him, Reverend Dr. Scott Prinster wrote, "He believed that religious reformation was a constant process of becoming more and more like Jesus' example and could not be contained in any one unchanging doctrine." Even with a theology that is far removed from our UU beliefs today, you can see the beginning of transformation as a vital part of who we are. Hundreds of years ago, the idea that this is a living faith where we are changing and transforming was at the center of that initial creation of Unitarianism. Current UU minister and one of the faculty members of Star King and one of my favorite teachers, Reverend Dr. Sherry Prudhomme wrote, "One of the hallmarks of liberal religion, Unitarian Universalism included, is the idea that revelation is not sealed. That is to say, our religion can and will change by the discovery or unveiling of new truths and new ways of understanding all existence and the sacred." Unitarianism continued to shift and change throughout the years, with the rejection of Calvinism, the influence of well-known Unitarian authors such as William Ellery Channing, and then the Transcendentalists, who ushered in what is possibly the most impactful shift in the history of this faith, which was questioning the Christian concept of God as being the only truth. However, the Transcendentalists never really went so far as to question the existence or concept of God, with Emerson famously denying the father-like personal God of Christianity, while Channing wrote, "The universe I know is full of God." No, that denial happened later in the humanist movement. What about universalism, though? Our other parent, the second half of our religious DNA, as it were. Much like Unitarianism, Universalism began as a Christian belief system, one that firstly denied the idea of a vengeful God who would punish those who had sinned for all eternity. Early leaders within the Universalist movement, such as Hosea Ballou, gave practitioners a new understanding of atonement, accompanied by an eventual radical shift in their eschatology to the ultra-universalist belief in salvation for all upon death. They believed that God was a being who welcomed all in love, whose very nature is love. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, our Universalist ancestors believed in a God whose very nature was love. The early roots of Universalism differed in part from Unitarianism in that Unitarianism, the faith there, believed in the individual salvation. In contrast, Universalism lifted up communal love as its foundation and focused less on the individual relationship of each person with the divine. However, many of the early Universalist leaders ascribed to a variety of Unitarian views, making the eventual merger in some ways unsurprising. So how did we shift from this belief in God, in a loving God, in a God that cannot be constrained within one narrow understanding, that could not be restricted to one truth, to where we are today? A faith that I have heard referred to as institutionally agnostic. This is where the humanist movement comes in, and it would be in close competition with transcendentalism for having the most significant impact on our understanding of God and our faith today. While both the Unitarians and the Universalists were inarguably Christian, as I said earlier, the theology of today would be unrecognizable to those who were early adherents of either of those faiths. The long ago disagreements about the Trinity versus the one God over time shifted to questioning the divinity of Jesus and then disputing the existence of God altogether. Mark Harris wrote, "A God that could be thought of as that love with which our souls commune was not necessarily a supernatural or transcendent being, or even a being at all. God might be thought of as simply a name or a symbol for the aspiring religious sensibility of humanity. If this religious sensibility was not necessarily tied to a transcendent being, it might be thought of more precisely as the expression of the human personality itself, and religion might as well be redefined as a purely human enterprise." Such was the drift of thought that eventuated in the humanist presence in Unitarianism. I consider myself a humanist, among other things, because I believe in the power of human beings working together to care for one another and do good in this world. And yet, I would argue that the humanist movement damaged our ability to open ourselves up with curiosity to the possibility of the divine. I don't know if you've ever read the Humanist Manifesto. There are 3. But it contains lines like these: "The distinction between the sacred and the secular can no longer be maintained." And in the Humanist Manifesto 2, it includes the statement, "We find insufficient evidence for the belief in the existence of the supernatural. It is either meaningless or irrelevant to the question of survival and fulfillment of the human race." In allowing for the potential of something beyond the Christian understanding of God, instead we somehow move to the other end of the spectrum, rejecting the possibility of the divine altogether. This theology, if you could even call it such, this secular humanism, permeated our UU communities during the mid to 20th centuries and in many ways persists today. In many UU communities, there is a foundational belief that the entire idea of God is simply an expression for the human desire for meaning. This led to a period of time in our UU history where many congregations turned away from the divine, the unknown, the mystery of the universe, of God altogether. And this can be challenging for those among our Unitarian Universalist communities who are theists and long for a more explicit connection to a divine being, force, or creator. I've heard people say that they left this congregation because they felt a lack of connection to God here. I've heard people say that there are queer folks in our community that go to other churches because they feel like their Christian beliefs aren't welcome here. And yet, our humanist understanding of God as the spirit of love or spirit of life persists in our congregations, and it is one of the central concepts that sets UUs apart from other faith communities. There's been a shift in recent years to a humanist theology that embraces the possibility of the divine. Because if, as posited by many humanist and Unitarian Universalist theologians, God is that love with which our souls commune, then even with the incorporation of humanist teachings, the Unitarian Universalist faith puts love, and therefore God, at the center of their beliefs. If God is love, and love is God, then the understanding of the two, regardless of semantics, is that Unitarian Universalists are speaking about the same positive force within themselves and the world. And this belief is reflected in other faiths, faiths from which we Unitarian Universalists draw wisdom. Thich Nhat Hanh wrote, "I think God is on earth, inside every living being. What we call the divine is none other than the energy of awakening, of peace, of understanding, and of love, which is to be found not only in every human being, but in every species on earth." In Buddhism, we say every sentient being has the ability to be awakened, to understand deeply. We call this Buddha nature. The deer, the dog, the cat, the squirrel, and the bird all have Buddha nature. But what about the inanimate species? The pine tree in our front yard, the grass, or the flowers? As part of our living Mother Earth, these species also have Buddha nature. Every blade of grass, every tree, every plant, every creature, large or small, are the children of the planet Earth and have Buddha nature. The Earth herself has Buddha nature. Therefore, all of her children must have Buddha nature as well. As we are all endowed with Buddha nature, everyone has the capacity to live happily with a sense of responsibility toward our mother, the Earth. But where does that leave us in our understanding of God, or the goddess, if you would like to lift up the divine feminine today, especially in light of it being Mother's Day? And why does this word continue to be so hard for us, when our theology clearly tells us that God is love and love is God, and when we say this word, we're talking about the same positive force that connects us in this world? That same force that is the oneness of all beings in Hinduism, that is the sacred earth in many pagan traditions, that is the universe and all that it encompasses in pantheism, that is the energy of awakening, of peace, of understanding, and of love, which can be found in every being here on earth, as described by Thich Nhat Hanh. One of my classmates, who is also doing an internship this year, said in one of our recent meetings that the church they're at does God really well. And it just really struck me, because what she was also saying is that many of our UU congregations don't. We don't do God well. We tiptoe around it, we avoid religious words whenever possible. And I want to acknowledge that there is a reason for that, which is that many of the people who come to our congregations, some of you sitting here, may have chosen to come here because of a history of religious trauma and harm. That these words can be triggering, bringing up feelings of shame and fear and pain. I do believe, though, that there is a way for us to do God really well, as my classmate said. And that is to understand that whatever word we are using, God, goddess, ancient holy one, greatest source, Gaia, the one supreme reality, spirit of life, that we are all talking about the same thing. My incredibly wise mentor, Reverend Douglas Taylor, wrote, "One of the greatest attributes of a Unitarian Universalist congregation is the breadth of theological diversity and the freedom for each individual to follow their distinct path. Many people in our Unitarian Universalist congregations work to develop a theology that makes sense and is honest with the experiences that they have had. whether or not you believe in a God with a physical form or a personal nature, whether or not you believe in a transcendent creator God or an immanent goddess, whether you call on the multiple names of the gods and goddesses, or you respectfully refuse all names, whether you believe in a great spirit or a series of underlying principles that comprise ultimate reality, you are welcome here, and you are loved, and you are encouraged to nourish your spirit and walk your path. Here, we honor the multitudes that exist within our understanding of that which is sometimes named God. Here we will nourish one another as we journey onward, held by that positive force within ourselves and the world, held by the spirit of life and love. May God be welcome here, just as you are all welcome here. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be. I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join us in our closing hymn. Spirit of life, spirit of love, spirit of hope, spirit of justice, God known by many different names. You have given us a day unique from any other. You have connected us, all of us, with each other and with the world in ways that are largely a mystery to us. You've given us little instruction other than to be present in our own lives, to feel wonder at the creations of the universe, and to love one another. You've put gifts and challenges in our path, joys and sorrows, strengths and frailties, some of which we've already encountered, and others we have yet to discover. On this unique day, may we receive exactly what it is that we need.
Thank you for bringing us joy from all over the world. I believe this is our chalice extinguishing. Let's see here. I'm going to say the words with you as we extinguish the chalice. All righty. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Go in peace.